I was afflicted with a drip this week.
Afflicted with the drip?
Yeah. Woke up and my ceiling was leaking in my office.
Ah.
And they're re-roofing my section of the apartment complex I live at. And so I put in a maintenance request to have them come by and fix it. And the guy shows up, he looks at it, and he's like, "Yep, that's dripping. I'll be right back." And then, so I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for him. I'm working from home, which I don't mind doing, but it's not the most ideal for me. And then, like an hour and a half, 2 hours goes by. I'm like, I wonder where this dude was. So I walk down to the leasing office, and I'm like, "Hey, put in that maintenance request because our ceiling was leaking." And then I had like a bubble, maybe like that big
Okay.
on it. And I was like, "Yeah, just like want to know where this guy was because I thought he said he'd be right back." And then she was like, "Oh no, they can't do anything until they're done re-roofing to like fix it." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Did it start dripping after the re-roof started?
Yeah.
That's crazy considering it's been 110 degrees outside with 0% humidity.
Well, what she explained to me they did is when they ripped off all the layers of the roof and then it's just like the sheetrock and then my ceiling, they had to move the AC unit to get to the ceiling that's under that,
Oh, so
and then all the condensation in it drained out into my apartment.
Yeah.
That was fucking sick. And then later in the day, a second drip developed, and then they called me back. They're like, "We'll follow up with you at the end of the day, see how it's going." And they called me back, and then I was like, "Yeah, there's another drip." And then the guy came over again, and he just took a knife and just cut my ceiling. I don't know why, but I thought the ceiling was like a solid material, but the one in my apartments is just like wallpaper. That's just like textured kind of. And then he just like cut it.
It wasn't drywall?
I don't think so. It was like very fucking thin.
Yeah, drywall's pretty thin. It's like maybe
no,
like...
it was like paper thin.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
And
I mean, you have no insulation in your apartment.
Well, there's like layers over it, but like he just cut the like the part that you look at. He just cut it off. And then he drained out all the water, and then you could see just fat fucking nails through my ceiling.
Oh.
It was like fantastic. And then they can't fix it until the re-roof is done, so probably
got a
2
bucket.
weeks. Well, yeah, it dried up. They came over again yesterday because they were like, "Oh yeah, we want to take another look at it." And I was like, "Okay, maybe they can like patch it or something." And then the guy just came over, he looked at it, and he's like, "Yep, looks dry." And then he left.
Well, you should leave it open just in case.
Yeah, so it doesn't like rot or anything.
You should very much, yeah. Did they put a fan towards it or anything?
No.
Oh.
We just let it drip.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks completely fucking bone dry now, so hopefully it doesn't start up again. I moved the buckets out from under it this morning because I think one of the buckets has like a leak under in it. Like my bucket that's
Nothing
catching the leak water has
safe.
a leak. I know. Fucking bullshit.
3 drips. Are they giving you the Tesla roof?
The Tesla roof?
Yeah.
Oh, the like shingles that have the solar panels built
yeah.
into them? No, they're just doing basic ass roof.
Did you hear about Grok this week?
Yeah.
The Mecha Hitler?
Yeah, we did it.
Someone was like, because they also announced coincidingly with the Grok thing on Twitter, they announced that they're going to put Grok in Teslas.
Hell yeah.
And someone was like, "Sick, my car is gonna see a black person and freak out and run them over."
Full
and I was like,
self-driving.
They should put
every damn time
Grok into the Tesla solar roof. Could you imagine? You're like watching like a slightly anti-Israel video. Your house shuts off the power and turns on the heat to 90.
Either that or you are a Jewish person living in that house and then it decides to turn your oven on.
Oh my... Well, yeah. Yeah. I like how Grok is a equal opportunistic bigot.
Yeah, it's separate but equal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad respect for someone who could be racist across the board and not just against one particular group.
I know. I read those replies, and there's no way an AI writes like that. Like it had to have been either a real person or it was just giving like pre-written responses.
The thing is that you train AI bots, right?
Yeah.
I do believe, despite how stupid he is, that Elon does know coding and stuff. So he probably went in there and said be racist.
Unless he like specifically trained Grok on, hey, look at libs of TikTok, and then start responding like this.
Probably. He probably linked a bunch of stuff and just was like, take their tweets and remix them.
That was like insane, because it would be like, Grok, how do I bake a pumpkin pie? And then it would give you a recipe, and then it would be like, also, despite making up only 7% of the population.
Charlie Kirk content.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Fuck? Data leaks, roof leaks.
What data leaked?
The Epstein files.
Oh, yeah, it was like 100 names on the list, right?
Well, I mean, we've known the unofficial list, but I'm talking about the fact that they put out that 10-hour video of the jail cell.
Oh, yeah, and that too. I forgot about that.
Someone just was like metadata, and then it was like Jeffrey Epstein file _ jail cell _ version 2 _ final _ PDF _
Yeah.
You can just see that they were editing the shit out of it. Do you know they hired, okay, I told you who Kash Patel was, right? The FBI director, the guy who's like the nerdiest looking guy ever.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of stuff on him since then.
The second he got in, they were like, okay, we're going to hire a podcaster to be the second in command of the FBI.
You have a Batman Rolex on?
It's not a Rolex. It is.
Is it a Patek? See, this is why you shouldn't give us money. Cameron buys Batman Rolexes.
This isn't a Rolex, but I do know this is like one of 1,000. There's only like 1,000 of these watches. Collectors. It's stainless steel. Same thing as my fridge. Anyway, so they hire this conspiracy theorist podcaster to be the number 2 of the FBI, and his whole like shtick, his whole right-wing grift. By the way, he looks like Republican Anthony Key. Is that Key's first name from Key and Peele?
I think so.
Okay,
sounds right.
I feel like that's
Jordan
right.
Peele, Anthony Key. I could see it.
Like has a good flow to it. Don't look it up. If that's misinformation, it's misinformation.
Yeah. Also, stop correcting me. If I want to be wrong, I'm gonna be wrong.
Fuck the TikTok comments. Did you see the comment on our TikTok yesterday?
No, what'd they say?
Because you said the Tower of Babylon.
Yeah.
But I, being smart, put up a little flashing text whenever you said it, and I said it once that said Babel ... like Babel with the asterisk, so that like it very clearly is like, no, we understand that we were meant to say Babel. And this person commented and was like, it's actually Babel, not Babylon.
Okay, you know like, what? This is why we need to just fully commit to whenever we're wrong about anything, we just double down on it. So like that guy when he says like, hey, it's Tower of Babel, we're just like, no, it's not.
You have a stutter. You have a stutter. Anyway, so they hire this guy. His whole right-wing grift, his whole shtick is the Epstein files.
Yeah.
It is Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, possibly Barack Obama. Every Democrat is on the Epstein files, right? That's his whole shtick. And then the AG comes in and is like, those don't exist.
Yeah.
And so now he got in a fight with the FBI director because the FBI director's fucking lubing up Trump's dick. But he also, his whole shtick was also the Epstein files. They're getting in a fight with the AG. They're telling the AG, or they're telling Trump now that she needs to be fired. Matt Gaetz is saying that the AG needs to be fired, which is extremely rich coming from someone like Matt Gaetz, who has been credibly accused of human trafficking.
Yeah.
And so it's just very funny to see.
Yeah,
the stupidest way for them to fall apart, and they're falling apart. Like there's so many ways that the Trump administration could fall apart. The fact that they're sending ICE agents into suburban neighborhoods, which is like authoritarian 101, do not do.
Yeah.
Don't let the white people see the authoritarianism.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
it's giving Catholic Church interviewing priests accused of abusing children.
Holding space.
And they're like,
did you? Okay.
You know what? We did our investigation. We couldn't find anything, but just to be safe, we reassigned him to a different church.
Just to be safe. One where it's actually all girls, not all boys.
Yeah.
I'm going to be coworker for a second. Do you know what Love Island is? Okay, do you know the drama with Love Island this
No,
season? I don't watch
I haven't watched any Love Island.
I don't.
People at work talk about Love
All the
Island,
time.
and because they have talked about it, it has infiltrated my TikTok algorithm.
Exactly. There's a drama that's going on because one of the people on there was posting a certain anti-Asian slur.
Oh, yeah.
About herself,
I was told about that by my assistant,
Yeah, so she posted an apology video because they yanked her from the show.
Yeah.
And she said in the video, quote, holding space for this word. And I just think that's a beautiful way to get out of saying a slur. So
what does that mean, holding space for this word? Like, what was the context around that sentence?
Like, she's saying that like we should hold space to recognize that that word is harmful to the Asian community. And it's like, yeah, it's been harmful. It's not like they just invented this word and you said it. Like, yeah, it's been harmful. But I think it's a beautiful thing that the Trump administration is holding space for the Epstein files.
I still don't even know what that means. Like, what? She wants a fucking town meeting where everyone just sits there and thinks about slurs?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's a wicked thing.
It's a wicked thing?
Yeah, like the musical. Oh. Because during the press tour, I forget the context of it, but I think it was Cynthia Erivo who plays Elphaba, the green one, said like they were doing an interview and she was like, I'm holding space for this song. And the song is just like a normal song. It's not like an emotional song or anything. It was just like...
What are you doing when you're holding space, though? That's what I'm not understanding.
Allowing it to sit in the moment and marinate.
Oh.
This was the most annoying press tour ever. Yeah. It really is. And so now everyone says holding space, but it's one of those things where like people started saying it ironically, and then it got like just normalized into actually being a thing. It was a full horseshoe moment.
This is why we should get rid of being ironic.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this right now. I have unironically learned all the lyrics to the Moonbeam Ice Cream song by Benson Boone. Because it got stuck in my head. So now I'm like, this song is actually kind of good. And I'm like, I got to kill myself now.
Let's hear some of it.
Moonbeam ice cream. I don't know the other lyrics. But it's just like, I literally think about it so often. And I'm like, this shouldn't be a thing.
And I hope you think about us
when you hit that like and subscribe button on episode 26 of the Learning Curve podcast.
Yay.
Let's go. Halfway to a year.
God, fuck. Who let us do this?
My credit card.
Yeah, welcome to this episode. It is September 11th, 2001, 8:32 a.m.
This is the fourth podcast I've recorded this week.
The fourth?
The fourth. Well, the fourth episode of a podcast. Did I say forced?
Yeah.
Fourth. I had a reverse lisp.
You're stuttering so much right now.
No, this is the fourth episode of a podcast that I've recorded this week.
Are you going on a press tour without me? What you doing?
No, I have to do a podcast for work.
You did 3 episodes of that this week? Is it like you're just batch recording and then releasing them over time?
We are doing, because they're they're roundtable styles, but they're really just interviews. And so we're recording the intros and the ads and the outros.
Okay.
For the whole season, because we can do it without the guests. We don't need the guests there. And then we're recording the actual interviews that we're going to splice in later this month.
The intro and outro for every episode is going to be the same?
No.
Oh.
So essentially it's an intro that lasts like 5 to 10 minutes where we break down like what we're going to talk about. Then there's the interview, and then the outro is like a 5-minute thing where we like break down the interview afterwards. But then there's like a second part of the outro where it's just like, my name is blank.
Oh, but you guys have already done the interviews.
No, we haven't done the interviews.
Then how are you breaking down the interview?
We haven't done the outro, like the first part. There's 2 parts of the outro. The first part is like the breaking down the interview, and then the second part is just like the closing, like, this is the name of the podcast, this is where you can go for our website, like and subscribe. It's so it is the second part is the same of every episode, but it's like,
but the intro for all of them is going to be different. Yeah, but the people are wearing the same clothes. You got a continuity error in your
We
podcast.
are not video recording because this podcast is being done over Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that helps.
We literally are using Zoom's record function.
That's fucking awful.
Oh, yeah. I was like, guys, we need
your
to
audio
use...
bitrate is going to be disgusting. Use Audacity. It's a free program.
Well, that's what I said. I said we should use OBS to record, or we should use...
I mean, if you're doing strictly audio, then Audacity.
Or Audacity. That's what I said. But the problem is my line of work, you have to go through 50,000 steps to get clearance to install it on your computer, even if it's like a free program that is like completely like virus free, sponsored by God himself.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
anyways, I'm Bodhi, aka Shrinky Dink, aka Bronze 3.
I'm wearing my Rolex.
Yep. This is Mr. Moneybags.
Mr. Rolex, Mr. 305.
So I don't have anything for this week. Well, I do, but nothing that I like researched.
Okay.
Because I kept trying to think of topics and I was like, none of this is interesting. The closest I got was this woman serial killer that lived here between like the 80s.
Over on F Street?
Yeah. That's the closest I got. And then I was like,
I'm pretty sure I was looking at her house on Zillow.
Yeah, it was on like F and 15th.
Yeah, my mom talks about it like all the time, and I'm like, I don't care. Dorothy Puentes, that's her name.
Yeah. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to reflect and talk about some like media and shit we enjoyed when we were kids.
Oh, good. I love nostalgia. Actually, it's really great because I just saw Superman last night. And it was did you ever watch the old Superman cartoons, the Bruce Timm ones, the ones that are like attached to the Kevin Conroy shows?
Nope. All I've seen of the Superman movie is that poster, the AI Trump version of it, and then the AI Trump version of it that ratioed that version.
I can't say the words, but yeah. So it kind of felt like that. Like it literally felt like a cartoon.
Which one? The third one?
No. It felt like the old Bruce Timm ones where it was like, I don't know. It was just fun. It was 2 hours of nonstop action.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no like Clark Kent was in the movie for 5 minutes. Superman was in the movie like he was Clark Kent for
in disguise.
Yeah,
okay,
like he was in his suit tie inside the Daily Planet for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
it's like a scene
like
where
the least interesting part of Superman is that he works at a newspaper.
Well,
like I feel like if you want to watch a Superman movie, you want to see Superman like flying around and being muscular.
Well, that's the whole thing. I think because I rewatched the Batman the other day just because I watched a movie that was so like the Robert Pattinson one.
Yeah, I wanted to call him Eric Pattinson for some reason.
Not Eric. I watched a movie called Mysterious Skins that was like a movie that was really good, but it was so disgustingly awful in themes and in plot in like a good way. Okay. But it was just a very intense movie that I was like, wow, I need to watch a comfort movie, so I'm going to watch The Batman.
Dude, I did that when I was a kid. When I watched the first Paranormal Activity, it like, I wouldn't say it like made me afraid of the dark or anything, but when I was a kid and even now, like things kind of like stick in my head a little bit after I watch them, and so I need like a brain refresher. Yeah, and so I watched like a couple episodes of SpongeBob. And I went to sleep.
No, exactly. So that's what it was, and I realized as I was watching the Batman, I was like, damn, he was in this costume for like 90% of the movie. Like we didn't see a lot of Bruce Wayne in that movie.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what the new Superman was. Is he was Superman for I think it's like a hair over 2 hours, so it was like 2 hours and 5 minutes. He was Superman for like a good like hour and 55 minutes.
I enjoyed the Batman. The only thing I didn't really care for was his apartment that he was in.
It wasn't an apartment. They made the mansion like a penthouse.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this?
I have a complicated relationship. Okay, so here's the whole thing. I kind of match up all the superhero iterations, at least for DC, because DC kind of has had the most iterations of things that are iconic, as opposed to Marvel, which does have a lot of iterations, but no one really knows about them.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a few different Batman animated shows that have been very popular throughout the 21st century. The first is the Kevin Conroy one that everyone knows, the animated series. Then the second one is The Batman, which is, I don't know, you've probably seen it. He kind of looks Asian when he's Bruce Wayne. like the way it's drawn, and then the Joker has like dreads.
What?
It's okay. Hold on.
I've never seen this Asian Batman and
He doesn't.
dreadhead Joker.
He's always looked Asian to me. Hold on, the Batman cartoon.
There was a book I remember reading growing up. Did you ever go to
This one?
I feel like I have seen clips.
They
of
made
that.
a movie out of this animated series called Batman versus Dracula. But anyway, in this, so there's that, and then there's The Brave and the Bold, which was like a play on the Golden Age Batman, like kind of like Adam West. So in the show, it was very campy. Like he would fight villains like the Jester or like Condiment King.
Yeah, and he had like anti-shark bat spray.
Yes, no, he literally did in the show, and like he would speak in alliteration. So he'd be like, "Your lackluster, whatever of." Whatever, or your, tyrannical tyrant, whatever. He would speak like that. And so I've always kind of seen certain iterations of Batman movies as connected to those. And I think that like Ben Affleck's Batman is obviously The Dark Knight Returns, like fully adapted. That's literally what Zack Snyder said, but he also kind of resembles the Arkham Batman. And then I think that the Batman, the Matt Reeves one with Robert Pattinson, is kind of a homage to the Batman, the animated series, the one that I just showed you, because in that series, like the sky was always red and he lives in like a mansion, but the mansion is like a skyscraper instead of a wide mansion. It's like a vertically built mansion. And it just feels like that. It feels very similar. But yeah. So the Superman movie just was like, I don't know, like I like the Zack Snyder Superman. I think that they tried to force the whole universe, but one thing that I really, really appreciated about the Superman movie was it was the first, despite it having 4 other superheroes in it, was the first comic book movie I've seen that was like dead set on being a comic book movie and not being like, here's the next big bad that is coming in 7 movies, or here's the next movie. Like the two,
they didn't try to set up like a cinematic universe again.
The movie could have literally ended and they could never make another movie again if they wanted to. They're set up for, there was the most setup they did was for the Supergirl movie, which is coming out next year, but that's about it. But that's what I liked about it, is it felt like it was like, this is happening right now, but it was just like corny. Like it was a good kind of corny. Like Superman was saving everyone. He didn't want to kill things. He wasn't an evil Superman. He was like a full-on Boy Scout. Colors were bright. It was very fun. It just felt like a comic book.
Yeah, there's a very interesting thing happening, because like with the Marvel movies and with the old like DC Superman movies, the costumes felt like very intricate and like high quality type stuff. And now with like the Superman movie that came out and with Fantastic Four, they're looking like very kind of simpler, and would be something I imagine would come out like if they made the movies in the 80s type look to them.
It's comic accurate.
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing, is like there's comic inspired and there's comic accurate. There was this, I don't even know where it came from, to be honest, but I think it started with, some people say it started with Tim Burton's Batman, but like that black leathery look. But I don't think that's true. I think that was just them using a material that worked best at the time in 1989. But I think the X-Men movies is really where it started, because the X-Men costumes are all different. Everyone wears a different costume. Yeah. They have their own thing. Like Jubilee wears a trench coat and like a skirt. Yeah. Jean Grey wears whatever the hell she wants. Emma Frost is naked half the time, but they put everyone in matching black and orange leather jumpsuits. Yeah. And that kind of stuck, and that kind of transferred over with like Chris Nolan. He was afraid to do like colors and stuff. This movie was not afraid of that, and then it kind of went into this thing, and I don't even know, I see it a lot in video games where they over design the outfits. There's like Injustice is like the biggest culprit. It's over designed and it's just too busy, and it's like now there's this regression towards like just do what they have in the comics. And even then, Marvel's still very guilty of doing like all these extra lines and like padding.
Yeah, I think it's like in video games, it's fine to over design a character's outfit because you're gonna be looking at like directly at them for so fucking long. You don't want it to just be like a
boring
little stick figure guy.
Yeah.
And when it comes to movies though, like I don't know, I feel like it just cheapens the way the movie looks if it's a very simple comic accurate outfit. Like you can be faithful to it, but just like make it like look a bit more.
I think that's
like,
well, I mean, this is the whole thing. So Superman doesn't really need an intricate costume because he's just like invincible. So
yeah, but like the Superman in this movie that just came out versus the Superman
Henry Cavill Superman.
Yeah, like I like the Henry Cavill suit a lot more than like this new one. I think it's just more interesting to like look at when I see it on screen.
I think there was definitely positives about both. I liked that Henry Cavill's had like a more dark blue to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that it had Kryptonian inscription on the spandex. But I do like that the new one has the trunks and the yellow S on the back. And I do like that it was like kind of a golden age Superman. It looks better in the movies than it did in the I don't know what James Gunn was thinking when he put out the first look of it, where he's like putting on his boots and it's all damaged. It was like, it looks different in the movie. It looks more clean, and I like the collar. So the new Batman costume looks great. It's very tactical. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The movie itself just felt fun. Like it wasn't a chore. I wasn't like, oh my god, I need to know. Like, and it's actually really interesting because the guy who plays Superman, he's like a huge Star Wars guy, and they've been like asking him a bunch of stuff about Star Wars, and he actually said that if he was given the chance to be in a Star Wars movie or a DC movie again, he would choose Star Wars. And he made this comparison, and it's actually very true that this movie kind of felt like the original Star Wars, but looking back on it in the context of everything else that's come out since then, where you're kind of just plopped into the universe. There's no like origin story. There's no clunky exposition. There is the Green Lanterns, Hawk Girl's there, Mr. Terrific is there, and they don't explain it. They don't say like this is their backstory. The Justice League is there. Well, not the Justice League. They call themselves the Justice Gang. But
the Justice Gang.
That's like the bit, is that the Green Lanterns like thing is like, it's called the Justice Gang, and they're like, that's a real dumb name. But like that's the whole thing, is like there's no clunky exposition. It's just like the universe exists.
Yeah, and I'm cool with that, because it doesn't have to be like
an origin story.
An origin story for every single one of these fucking characters. And
that's the whole thing, is like
Marvel's to blame for that shit.
Lex like, just hated Superman from the get-go.
Yeah, like it's perfectly fine to just have a movie where all of these things just already exist.
Right.
And it's caused, I feel like the last few years, well, probably more like 2 decades of movies, have caused people to be like, oh, who's this person? I don't know anything about them. They're just a random character. Why should I care about them?
Well,
it's like, well, you don't need, like, just watch the fucking movie.
I attribute that to CinemaSins. Do you know what CinemaSins is?
No.
It's this old YouTube account that would count, quote unquote, like sins in a movie. And it would nitpick movies to hell. And it would nitpick movies, like bad movies and good movies, but it would nitpick movies that were like objectively like the coolest thing ever. And it would just make watching movies not fun. Like, you ever seen Mad Max Fury Road?
Yeah.
Just fun. Just badass. This is like dudes rock movie. There was like 500 sins they counted in that movie. And it's like, okay, like the biggest thing was, you know, the opening scene where there's like the 2-headed lizard and then the motorcycles come in.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you would hear the motorcycles approaching. And it's like, okay. I think it's a cooler shot to just have them come out of nowhere and it be a jump scare. Like, there's a scene in the new Superman movie where he like, so funny enough, the movie's like super anti-Israel. Like, and I saw reviews saying it was like anti-Israel, and I was like, oh, it probably is just like
Superman goes and arrests Netanyahu.
Yes. That actually canonically happens in the movie.
That's insane.
They literally like it, and it's not subtle. Like, they literally have a body double for Netanyahu. And like the whole thing is like, it's like this, like,
that makes that third image even funnier.
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing, is like there's literally a line where they were like, oh, we've given $80 billion to Barovia, which is the the stand-in for Israel, Barovia. And literally there's like a line where the dictator in Barovia is like, I won't rest until the blood of every, I think it's Janup Kar is like the name of the other one.
Palestine stand-in?
Yeah. And he was like, I won't rest until I have the blood of every Janup Karian's, head like dripping down the streets. Like literally like just straight up. I thought it was like
That's
a
so
subtle
funny.
nod. No, it was like very much like heavy, like anti-Israel, but it's also anti-ice, because that's kind of what Lex does in the movie, is he kind of just creates like ice. And so there's a scene where he's fighting all these soldiers and he punches a guy in the face and his teeth get knocked out and the teeth hit the lens of the camera and bounce off.
That's cool.
And I was like, that's fun. Like, that's fun. It breaks the
like
fourth
some Spy
wall.
Kids 3D shit.
Yeah. It's like, it's fun. There was some wonky visuals in it, but like, it was fun. It was like 2 hours. There's like a scene where they're like all like grabbing onto him and there's like 500 ICE agents like grabbing onto him and he's like flying through the air and spinning. And it's like, that's fun. Like, it just felt like a cartoon. There was a lot of people in it.
Creating ice to arrest the illegal alien Superman.
So literally, like the central part is like the Defense Department ends up giving Lex Luthor the authority because he creates Planet Watch, which is the ice. And they give him the authority to arrest, interrogate, and imprison Superman because they were like, oh, he has the technology to do it. So Superman ends up turning himself in, and they're like, he was like, you didn't even read me my rights. And they were like, you're not considered a citizen, therefore you have no rights. And I was like, damn. I was like, the fact they filmed this movie last year when Trump wasn't even president, kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know. It just felt like a cartoon. It was very fun. It was very like unserious in a good way. It didn't take itself seriously. And I think that's like a big thing.
Yeah, it's fine to watch movies that are just like dumb, silly, and you just enjoy them. Not every movie has to be like a fucking cinematic masterpiece.
That's why I'm so excited for Michael Bay to come back for Transformers. Like, is it going to be an Oscar-winning movie? No. Is there going to be cool explosions and hopefully Tyrese Gibson? Yeah. Like, I find it fun.
Transformers are going back to the Middle East again.
I noticed that because I've watched 1, 2, and half of 3, and I was like, damn. They literally keep going back to the Middle East. Yeah. Like every
1,
movie.
2, 3. 4 was Chicago. I think 5 was China.
No, 3 was Chicago.
That's where 3 was Chicago?
Yeah, but the opening in 3 is them being like, oh, we have no more Decepticons to fight, so we're going to fight with the military. We're going to bomb a nuclear site in Iran.
Yeah.
4 was the one with Mark Wahlberg. I've seen that one, but I remember
4 is the China one.
Yeah. Right. And then 5 is the dinosaur one. No, 5 is The Last Night.
I don't know if I've seen that one. Is 5 the one where...
No, 5 is the dinosaur one. And then 6 is Rise of the Beasts, where they have like the tigers and the fucking like apes.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. The last one I saw was the one where Megatron isn't Megatron anymore. They took his head and they turned him into those cubes that can like transform into shit. They call it Transformium.
That might be the 4th one.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be the China one.
Yeah, because then they had the guy, the bad guy, who wasn't really a Decepticon or an Autobot. He was just kind of like a mercenary for the Transformer gods.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy was fucking sick.
Yeah.
That was a cool ass.
Did you ever watch
robot.
the Transformers series growing up?
I watched a bit of Transformers Energon.
Energon was like I remember it being...
Do you remember anything about that show?
I watched the original Transformers. I watched Energon the least and Cybertron the most. Because I wanted this. I got the Cybertron. I got the big planet Transformer one.
Yeah, I had something similar, but I remember the line of like the order the toys went in when I was a kid. It was Transformers Armada. That's when I was hella young. Then there was Transformers Energon, which was when I was in my peak Transformers era. And then there was Transformers Cybertron.
Cybertron is when they had the fucking...
The keys.
Yeah.
Those were sick. I had, from Transformers Armada, I had Tidal Wave, which was like a bunch of... Like, one was an aircraft carrier, one was like a patrol boat, and then it was like 4 different guys, and then you could combine them into one big ship, or like transform them into a robot. You could also take his parts, and you can, if you had the Megatron from that set, they would like clip on to him. I didn't have the Megatron though. And then Transformers Energon, I remember watching a lot as a kid, and it was like one of those ones where humans were like with the Autobots.
Yeah.
And there was this kid named Kick, and I always thought I wanted to be Kick so I could fight with the Autobots. And I had hella of them.
Didn't want to be a robot yourself. Wanted to be the human fighting alongside.
Yeah, I had hella of the toys from Transformers Energon. And Energon was sick because it was like the whole like premise of the show was you could like use the Energon in you to fuse with another robot.
Yeah.
And so
that was the one with the big construction site transformer, right?
Yeah.
I
That
had him
was
too.
Scorponox.
Yeah.
Yeah, he transformed into a scorpion or a tank or himself.
From Armada, I had Optimus and Megatron and Hotshot.
Yeah, I think the first Megatron I got was from like the movie.
Okay.
And then the first Optimus I got was from Cybertron.
I remember that the Megatron I had turned into a tank. So whenever he was a tank, that's what I had.
There's several iterations of him being a tank.
So it was probably Armada.
It was probably Armada, yeah.
And then I didn't have, the only Energon one I had was the big construction guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Cybertron, I had another Hotshot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had Jetfire, but the Decepticon Jetfire.
Yeah. I had in Armada the Cybertron that you had from Transformers Cybertron.
Oh, I also had Jet Prime.
Jet Prime.
When him and
I think Josh had that one.
Yeah, when Optimus and Jetfire like combine.
Yeah. The Unicron that you had was just a repainted the Cybertron you had was just a repainted re-release of a figure from Armada called Unicron. Yeah, and I had the Unicron.
Okay.
From that. And then my favorite one from Energon, it was a tie between Scorponox and then Ironhide and Hotshot. You could, like, one was a fire truck, one was a little yellow car. You could either transform them into yourselves or you could transform them in a special way, and then they had these pieces that you could combine them together.
Yeah,
and that shit was sick.
I don't know what they're called, but I had one of those I had a transformer who transformed into one of those little like Vietnam boats. They look like rubber but they're not.
Yeah,
he transformed into that and I was like, this is kind of a useless transformer. Like, I can only be on water.
Yeah. From Cybertron, I had like a little green dinosaur thing. And then I had a Starscream, and the Starscream was fucking huge. And he had like a crown that he came with.
Yeah. I had a neighbor who had Starscream from Armada. And he was a jet.
Yeah.
Or like a fighter plane or whatever. Yeah. I always hated Starscream. He was so annoying to me as a kid. He's always annoying, but like...
He is an annoying character, but I fucked with him as a kid because he was a jet, and I thought fighter jets were sick.
Yeah, even in the Transformers, the tie-in PlayStation game for the movie.
Yeah,
I was like always like, oh, I'm gonna be Starscream because he was like the one guy who could fly.
Yeah,
besides the fucking helicopter.
Yeah, I had that game on my DS, but I had the Autobots version of it. It was like Autobots and Decepticons.
You can play as both on PlayStation.
Yeah,
but you had to. The shitty thing is that you didn't get to choose. You had to like alternate.
Yeah.
So it would be like one level is an Autobot and one level is a Decepticon. And the first level as a Decepticon was the base where the helicopter attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically the goal was just destroy the base 100% of the way. And then they made you play as Barricade. Mm-hmm. And it was the worst mission ever because it was like a street race. And I was like, what? This didn't happen in the movie. Like...
But yeah, I always wanted the jet in the Transformers Autobot because it was perma-locked. Like, I 100% of the game, but it was perma-locked. Unless you had like gone to an event at GameStop and got a code, and then you could put it in and get the jet. But yeah,
did you ever camp outside GameStop for games?
No,
I did.
I didn't have money for games growing up, so it was always like around Christmas time.
I would save up my Christmas money or my birthday money and buy games and camp outside for games.
You reminded me of something when you were talking about Batman. I don't remember the name of it, and it's always impossible for me to find, but there was a Batman book that had like a pyramid in it, and it opens with like a human sacrifice at this pyramid that they describe in like graphic detail. And when I was a kid, like I'm talking like 9 years old, right? I went to the library and Do you remember that wall? You went to the library at
The
home,
pink
right?
one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. They had that wall of books that were like 50 cents, and then you could just buy like a
Mm,
book that they were getting out of
I'm gonna
rotation.
keep it real with you. The only time I went there was to get Naruto books.
um,
You know, the ones that you read backwards.
yeah, the mangas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find it, but it like involved a pyramid, and there were some other uh was it Batman the Stone King? You ever read that?
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
It's like impossible. I've never been able to find it since, but it was a very graphic book. I remember that much. And I was
Likely
reading that as a
thing.
kid, and it always kind of made me a little scared.
There was a. You ever heard of No Man's Land?
It's like the general term or what?
No, Batman No Man's Land.
Oh no.
That was a comic book that I had the first issue of it when I was growing up, and it used to scare me, but I would read it all the time. It's basically there was like an earthquake, and it's the plot of The Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
It's basically The Dark Knight Rises, except every villain is in it. And so it's like that mixed with Arkham City.
Okay.
But basically it's like super dark, and like Batman's like in a bad mood, so he's really mean to people. And you know, Nightwing's there and he's like, hey guys, let's just try and get through this. And Batman's like, shut the fuck up. And then Cassandra Cain's there, and she scared me the most because she's like, do you know who Cassandra Cain is?
No.
She's one of the Batwomen.
Okay.
But she's drawn differently depending on the iteration, but this was back, I forget when No Man's Land was written. I think it was the 90s. So this was back when they were really doing like super detailed stuff. Her costume was like a skin tight Batgirl suit, but it was one of those like ones that was never the same color. So like depending on what panel you were in, sometimes it was like a dark blue, sometimes it was like a dark purple, sometimes it was black. And then she has a bat symbol on her chest, but it's just the yellow outline. There's no,
Okay.
it's not filled in, but she's also like super skinny, but she has like fucking G cup boobs. So she was like a fucking baddie, right? But then she has like a full Batman mask, like Batman Beyond, except her mouth is sewn shut, and you could see the stitches because she's deaf.
Why is her mouth sewn shut?
Because deaf people don't talk.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, she could.
But
She could like yell or something.
like the way she was drawn was fucking scary as a kid. And I used to read it all the time and get real scared.
Yeah, this book is going to be impossible for me to find because I searched Batman book and it just gives me comic books, but it was like it's like written textbook. It might have been like a Justice League book or something. I don't know. But it
also could have been a licensed book because DC licenses stuff out like that. Like, I mean, the novelizations of movies are like that.
Yeah. Another book that I read a lot as a kid. I remember the name of this one. It was called The Scorpion King. Have I ever told you about this book? I know I've talked about it.
Not a Batman book, right?
No, it's not a Batman book.
I think I've heard of it.
Scorpion King. Well, The Scorpion King is a.
Is it a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie. But if you search The Scorpion King, you just get it's called The House of the Scorpion. Sorry, I always thought it was called The Scorpion King, but no, it's called The House of the Scorpion. Okay. I also read this when I was a kid, and it kind of freaked me out because it's like there's this old ass dude. He's like 150 years old. He's living on this like opium farm, and
there's a sequel called The Lord of the Opium.
Oh, I didn't know that. But he's living on like this opium farm, and this like kid and his mom live in like this little shed on the farm, and they work like on the farm, or his mom works on the farm or something. And then you read a while, and then it's like, oh, it turns out that whenever the kids turn 10 years old, this old ass dude has been cloning himself, raising the clones to be around 10 years old, and then killing them and harvesting whatever organs he needs from them to keep living. And
I hate to be this guy, but that is a plot in Foundation.
Yeah.
The original science fiction book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the Emperor stays alive.
Yeah. And then the kid ends up like escaping, because I think this was supposed to be either like in Mexico or a country like Mexico where this was happening. And then he goes on like a little journey. But
did you ever read the Boxcar Children?
Yes, I fucked with those books so much.
Fucked with them hard, and then you look back and you're like,
It's just a bunch of kids living in an abandoned train car.
Like, yeah, where is
like
CPS?
12 of them.
Yeah, where is CPS? Like,
didn't they get like adopted by like some rich guy or something?
No, that's a series of unfortunate events.
No, I swear to God, there was like a rich guy that like takes in the boxcar children, and they're no longer the boxcar children; they're the mansion children.
Oh, maybe I read the Magic Treehouse, Boxcar Children, and series of unfortunate events, all in the 3rd grade.
I read the Boxcar Children. I know that. I read a lot of the Hardy Boys when I was a kid. And like Nancy Drew.
Oh, you know what book I always tell Sean to read, and he gets real mad when I suggest it to him that I had to read when I was in 4th grade? The Hatchet.
The Hatchet, yeah, that was an okay book. I had to read that at one point too. What else did I read as a kid? I read like a lot of fucking books. What's it called? Peter and the Starcatchers, I think was that.
You know what book
Did you ever read that? It's like not like a retelling of Peter Pan, but like I guess what happens after the movie in Peter Pan, or like a reimagined Peter Pan type shit. But it's like it explains that Peter Pan gets his power because like a star had fallen from the sky and it left behind this like the pixie dust type shit you see in the movies.
Yeah.
And that's how he never ages and whatever, and it has like superpowers that it gives people.
Have you read like the Disney conspiracy theories?
Which one?
Just any of them?
The Walt Disney one, yeah.
Okay, not like the head in the freezer thing. Like the theories about like the stories, like the allegories that they represent.
Oh, yeah.
Like how Alice, like her whole thing is like she just took drugs.
Yeah.
And then Peter Pan's thing is that he's dead.
Yeah.
And Neverland,
like all the children are dead.
Neverland is heaven, and the kids like had a near-death experience, and that's why they got to go, but they got to come back.
Yeah. But this was like another not super violent, but like super intense book series. Because there's this like thing that kind of reminded me of a Dementor as a kid that like wanted the Stardust, I think they called it Star Stuff actually.
Stuff.
Yeah. Super
creative, guys.
Thank you. But it was like a great series of books. I had a bunch of them when I was a kid.
Did you ever read I think it's Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
I don't think so.
It's like the one with like the clown on the front.
Uh-huh.
That one was super popular, and Goosebumps, but I was too scared to read them. I was real scared of getting scared, so I never read them.
I'm looking at the covers for Peter and the Starcatcher, and this shit is crazy. Yeah, see, it had Captain Hook in it and Wendy and everything, and then it tells the story of like, I'm remembering so much about this now. Peter Pan at some point like cuts off Captain Hook's hand.
Well, that happens in the movie canonically, yeah.
Yeah,
and does he do the other one?
No, because in the beginning of the book, like he has both hands, and then towards the end of the book, like he's fighting Captain Hook, but he was called something else because he didn't.
Say wild to be named Captain Hook with two hands, like,
and he gets his hand cut off. He gets it replaced with a hook. Also, Captain Hook's pirate ship, in order to make it like faster on the sea, he ends up replacing the sails with like a custom sail that gets made. He gets it made in the shape of a bra, so that it catches the wind better. And they had like a drawing of it in the book. It was like the only drawing in the book.
It's a weird thing to put in a kid's book.
Yeah, his booby ship. Oh, that's the little creepy thing that wanted the stars stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, fuck. They go to the Middle East at some point.
The hell? Peter Pan invades Iraq.
Yeah. This was a crazy book series. It was so good. Were there 5 or were there 4? I guess it was 5. I only remember 4, but the 5th one doesn't look the same. But anyways, that was a great ass book series I read.
Did you ever watch Cartoon Network growing up?
No.
I wasn't allowed to watch TV growing up, but when my parents wouldn't think I was watching, I would go and watch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy was like my favorite because it was like, I don't know, it was one of those shows where you look back and you're like, this was definitely made for adults.
Yeah.
Like Samurai Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Loved Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Anything on Toonami.
I was about to say Cartoon Network after a while turned into Toonami, and then Toonami had some great ass shows on it, like Samurai Champloo was on there.
Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball GT.
Cowboy Bebop, I think, aired on Toonami
Yes,
originally.
it
It was
did.
a great ass anime.
Did you ever watch Adult Swim growing up?
No,
They
I
had-
didn't watch like anything growing up.
Okay,
Really.
they had fucking weird ass shows on there. And I used to like try and watch like Family Guy. So Family Guy was on it, but that was like the opener for it. And then it just got progressively worse. There was a show called like
Robot Chicken was Adult Swim, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
There was this show called like SVU SD STA SDI something. Like it was a play on Law and Order.
Yeah.
But there was like a clown.
Okay.
Like a clown surgeon. And like also cops. It was very weird. I got scared watching it because I was like, I don't know what's going on. This is live action, but the episodes are only 10 minutes for some reason. Like, it was just weird. They had some weird ass shows on there. And I was like, who's watching this? And then as I grew up, I was like, it's people who are fucking smoking weed. Like, actively smoking weed right now.
What's like a really obscure game that you played growing up?
Oh, God. Okay. Let's see. I found myself always playing the tie-in game for the Batman Begins movie. Because it was one of those tie-in games where it did not match the movie
like at all.
Yeah. The fact that they had Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow in it was kind of amazing because there was like other villains in it, like, and half of it was just you crawling through Arkham, like, at the time. He was like, oh, gotta go back to Arkham. Oh, gotta go back to Arkham. And I was like, the movie doesn't like take place at Arkham for that long. Like, they're only at Arkham for like a couple minutes. What other games? Obscure games. I feel like you ever heard of Scribblenauts?
Yeah.
Played Scribblenauts a lot.
Yeah.
I tried to get it to give me bad things and it wouldn't.
Yeah. It will give you some crazy things in that game, but there is a limit.
Yeah. I can't remember what I would like try and get, but
I think my girlfriend has Scribblenauts for her DS.
Yeah, that's what I had it on.
When she found her DS and all her games after we moved or before we moved, sometime before that, she wanted me to play it, and so I typed in like "baby, that's a bomb," and it gave me like an exploding child I could throw at things.
Yeah. Oh God. Did you ever? There was a game that my mom had for her DS. Because my mom had a DS. It was a Mario game where you would like jump into pictures.
Super Mario 64.
Yes. Yeah. On the DS, that was my biggest op. I fucking hated that game because the controls were unusable. You could not use the game.
I mean, on DS it's probably bad, yeah. But
yeah, it was so fucking bad.
On an N64 controller, it plays really fucking smooth. There are several different categories of speed running for that. The two most popular are 16 star and 120 star. 16 star is insane. Let's look at the current world record for 16 star. And then 120 star is collecting every single star in the game, including the one you get for collecting 100 coins in each level. And then the record for that is like under 2 hours.
This is Super Mario
64. Yeah.
There was one level I liked where you could like fly.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what Mario game I really liked growing up? The one where you're in the fucking like island town that looks like Italy. And you have the little
Super Mario Sunshine.
I think so. You have like a little backpack and you like squirt people.
Yeah.
Love that game.
Yeah, so current world record for Super Mario 64 16 star is 14 minutes 35 seconds.
For the whole game?
Yeah. Well, to beat Bowser at the end, because you're not playing through the whole game, because you need, I think it's like, what, 30 stars to open the first door? So you're getting all the way to the end Bowser with only 16 stars.
Jeez.
You use a lot of like glitches and exploits to
Gotcha.
Yeah, Super Mario 120 star world record is 1 hour 35 minutes.
Did you ever have any racing games?
Yeah, I had a bunch. There was this one where you were like a car, but as you took damage, like pieces of you would come off. If you took enough damage, the car would like turn into a motorcycle. It could also transform into a boat.
So I had 2 racing games that I really liked growing up. One was Crash Bandicoot Tag Team, which was basically Mario Kart but Crash Bandicoot. And what you would do is you would be driving and you could fuse your car with another player's car. And if it was a computer, they would be the backseat, you would be the driver. If it was like a person that you fused with, one person would be the backseat, one person would be the driver, but the person in the backseat gets like a gun or like a cannon usually, and you can blow people up.
They just ripped that directly from the GameCube Mario Kart.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm positive, but it's Crash Bandicoot, so it's a lot more riz filled.
Yeah, me and Josh played on the PlayStation 1. There was a Crash racing game called Crash Team Racing, CTR. And we played the absolute fuck out of that. There was one map that was a square, and then it had like a little like sections, so it was like quartered off.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, because it had a battle mode like how Mario Kart does too.
Yeah.
And so we would just go around this square, and then we would get like speed boosts and like seeking missiles, and then we would just keep doing that at each other and like outrunning the missiles and shit like that for, I'm not even kidding, like 5-6 hours at a time.
Jesus.
And then they remastered it and it re-released again, and I got it because I was like, oh my god, I played this when I was growing up, and I played it. It is so fucking boring, dude.
So easily entertained.
Yeah.
I had Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yep, that one was sick.
And I spent 7 hours designing my Honda Accord.
Yep.
Because that was my car.
Yeah.
It was the Honda Accord.
Yeah, they had like a Hummer in there that you could race.
Mine was, I was the worst. I had a purple Honda Accord, but it was that purple that was like pearlescent.
Yeah.
So it was like dark. It looked black, but you kind of like, if you shine a light on this purple. And I spent so long doing the fucking brake colors and making sure everything matched correctly. And then I ended up just putting flames on everything because I was like, yeah.
I don't think I ever put any decals on my cars in that game, but I went with, I think it was an R17. I was always like, just the 2-door coupe Nissans, fucking slam them, put as big of rims on it as you can, fat fucking wing, and then the biggest nitrous kit I could fit in there.
I would always put the nitrous kit. Never would win, even though I had the kits.
Won always.
I was bad at racing games.
The drag races took me a while to
figure
understand
out with the shifting. Yeah,
because that was the one you had to shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the street races I just did automatic shifting, but once I learned how to race on like the drag shit and why I was blowing up my engine, I was like, oh, okay, and then I just played manual for the rest of the time.
Yeah. I had a friend that I would go over to his house and we would play it, and he would tell me that like, oh, if you're not using manual, you're not actually playing the game. And I get so fucking mad because it's like,
I mean,
let me have my automatic Honda Accord, okay?
It definitely makes the game better if you're driving in manual. I'll say that, because you're playing a racing game. Why the fuck are you using an automatic transmission? Like, what's the point? You're just pushing the gas and that's it.
Got a drift.
Oh, okay. Like Automobilista, that racing sim that I do, it has it so that you can either have an automatic transmission and have it like auto shift for you, which why the fuck would you do that? And then there are 2 different types of transmissions. There's like normal transmissions where you have to hit a clutch, and then there's sequential transmissions.
Okay. As we've been talking, I've been trying to figure out the name of it. Maybe you can help me. There's a Lego set that came out, I was probably like 8 or 9. And they were like little guys, obviously, in a fortress. They had like a fortress, and then they had like these like battle suits that it basically was Pacific Rim.
Was it one of the Ninjago sets?
I don't think it was Ninjago. It wasn't called Ninjago. I know 2 of the characters, Takashi and Ryu.
Takashi and Ryu?
Yeah.
Takashi. I'm just gonna Google
T-A-K-A,
Takashi.
Yeah, T-A-K-A-S-H-Y or I, and then Ryu, R-Y-U.
Oh, Exoforce.
Exoforce. That's the one.
Oh yeah, I saw these.
I used to have a bunch. I used to
Did
have.
you have this one?
No, that was the guy I hated.
Why?
the lore, because there was lore. The lore.
Uh-huh.
He was like basically like the fucking Chris Pratt of the group, like just the fucking bum. I had the guy with the purple hair, Ryu.
Okay.
Google Exoforce Ryu, RYU.
RYU.
Yeah, he was like the tech guy.
Oh yeah. There's this little suit. That one's a man. If he's the tech guy and he's driving a suit like this, like, come on.
Yeah, he always had the bad ones, but he was like super powerful. Takashi was like the leader. There was 4 of them. It was Takashi, Ryu. I don't know the green guy's name, and then there was one other guy.
Fucking go back. Yeah, I'm seeing a guy with blue hair, the guy with the green hair, guy with red hair.
That's
it's only
the other
showing
one.
3.
Ryu
You
should
sure?
have purple hair.
Did you just make up a
No. He was real.
Oh, there's a guy with purple hair.
Ryu, Exoforce.
Maybe the blue guy dyed his hair purple.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember seeing these sets, and they always look so fucking sick. Yeah.
He was so deeply personal to me.
Yeah, these sets don't look that well made.
No, they were super fun.
Well, yeah, I imagine they're fun, but I'm saying like the durability of them. When you're playing as a kid, I imagine a bunch of parts fell off.
Yeah, they had like a whole thing on the Lego website for these. Like there was so much lore involved in it. And then they introduced this guy who was like a fallen member of the group, and he like came back to get his revenge.
Did you ever get those Space Police sets?
So this is the whole thing. Growing up with Legos, I didn't have a lot of Lego sets. I had buckets of Legos that were given to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know how like in the Lego movies they just build stuff out of nothing?
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
As I'd be like, oh, look
too.
at this plane I made out of the spare parts.
Yeah.
Like a functioning plane, like, you know, or I'd be like, look at this like angel suit that I made that has actual flapping wings. Like,
yeah.
I kind of was low-key a Lego engineer, and they should have been paying me.
I had a bunch of just like miscellaneous Legos that I would build like bases and shit out of.
I
But then I
built
also
houses,
got
yeah.
like sets over time for like birthdays and shit. The Space Police set was fucking sick because it had all these custom molds for alien heads.
Oh my God.
And so I had this one right here. That was one of them I had. It was just like that speeder, that guy, and then that alien. I always wanted this big ass one right here. It's like a transport ship for the aliens.
Yeah.
But the favorite one of mine I had was this like limousine thing.
Okay.
It had like this big ass cannon in the front of it. There was the driver, and then let me see if I can zoom in on it. This little purple guy right here, his head would glow in the dark.
What the fuck?
But yeah, the Space Police set was fucking amazing. Or series, I guess.
I'm gonna have to Google 2000s Lego sets now because this is gonna piss me off. 2000s.
And then what was the other one called? I think it was called Power Miners. Do you have that one ever?
No.
It was like the little golem guys that wanted to eat the crystals.
So I had
these things.
Oh my God.
Those guys were sick.
I had a couple of Star Wars sets growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing crazy. I had Anakin's Jedi fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I had a TIE fighter. I had a speeder.
Uh-huh.
I had
a V-Wing growing up. That was my favorite
I
set.
had a what are the ones in episode 3 that the clones fly? They like open up and it's like an X-Wing, but it has like 5 more wings.
Arc 170?
Yeah, I had one of those. Fucking worst made set ever. That shit, you looked at it the wrong way and it broke. It was the worst thing ever.
Dude, Josh always had the sickest fucking Lego sets. He had the Juggernaut, the big ass like troop carrier that's got 4 wheels on each side. Yeah. He had the I think it was called the ATAP, the thing that has the long ass like cannon on the top of it. It's got 6 legs.
Yeah.
He had the thing was called like the Republic Bomber or something, but it had spots for like 2 people, had big ass wings, had like a bomb bay door.
I had a gunship, but it wasn't a big gunship. It was a tiny gunship.
tiny gunship.
Yeah, it was like this big.
Like a gunboat.
No, but it was like an actual gunship. Like it was designed like an actual gunship. It just didn't hold.
Is it just like a miniature version of it?
Yeah, it only held like a few people in it. It still had like the 2 little like bubbles for people to sit in.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't huge.
Yeah.
What else did I have? I had a lot of houses. Like a lot of Lego houses. Like I would just be like, oh, I want this Lego house.
I want to
Why?
get.
Who knows?
I want to get like those modular Lego sets where it's all on like a 20 by 20 panel. But it's like a house. Like they just like random houses, cafes. They did one that's the fucking Doctor Strange building that's in New York.
Yeah.
And they have like little slots on the side of them so that you can set them up together and like connect them and make like a row of houses.
That's okay.
I want to make it fucking basement like Lego town.
I do. I actually think that would be fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like I know it's a lot of money and I know it's like time consuming, but I think it would be fun because it's like the same thing as building like a miniature town, which people do.
Yeah.
But like
Beetlejuice style.
To have like a fully customized Lego city, like that'd be really cool.
The Lego strip club.
Lego strip club. I used to have a lot of Lego police stuff too, which was big Lego police stuff.
The only Lego police thing I had was a helicopter, and I was so hyped when I got it because it was my only helicopter.
I find it crazy that Lego's never contracted with the military to make Lego military.
I had an off-brand Lego set that was an M1 Abrams. I think I got it from a garage sale. It was open. Someone had like previously built it and then like ripped it apart and put it back into its box. So it was missing hella pieces. I ended up ordering pieces from Lego to complete the set, and then even then like I completed it and I had to kind of like make up my own things for some of the parts because it was like very custom molding that Lego didn't sell. But that, and then I had an A10 Warthog that was also not custom
sanctioned
Lego. Yeah.
Did you ever play with Bionicles?
I had 2 Bionicles. I always wanted Bionicles too.
Yeah, I had a couple, but I didn't get like fully into them. I had a lot of I had 4 drawers in my room full of like toys and action figures. One was just a Lego drawer.
Yeah.
Just fully disassembled Lego shit that I would just dig through and build stuff out of. The one up from that was Star Wars stuff. Then I had a Batman drawer, and then I had so there's 5 drawers. Then I had a Batman drawer, a Superman drawer, and a Marvel drawer. Because I didn't like Marvel all that much.
I had a Hot Wheels drawer. I had a Legos drawer. I had an action figures drawer. And then I had a toy box that it had like a bunch of shelves on it. And then on the shelves, like one shelf was for books. The next shelf was for like some Lego things I had made, and then at the top shelf was a bunch of like my bigger Transformers that I had like posed in certain ways.
Yeah.
And then in the toy box itself was like stuffed animals, and then just like the rest of my Transformers.
I had shelves for my Transformers because I always had them in the car state, so they just looked like model cars.
Okay. Yeah, I had some transformed in like mid-fight, and then I would like put them up on the shelf.
Yeah. I had a big bin, like a storage bin, but that was for like lightsabers because I had a lot of lightsabers growing up for some reason. I don't know why, but I had like a lot.
I think the only one I ever had was around the time episode 3 came out. It was Anakin's lightsaber, and then you had a button on it and it would turn it from blue and red. And it didn't collapse all the way.
I had Qui-Gon's was my favorite.
Okay.
Because it was the easiest to hold.
Yeah.
Because it's so simple.
Yeah.
But that bin eventually got replaced with a bunch of Nerf guns because I was a big Nerf guy.
I had a hella Nerf guns in my toy box too.
That's another obscure game that I had. Is I had the Wii Nerf game.
Yeah. Josh had that shit
I had
too.
the gun attachment, everything.
Yeah.
Super fun.
What other obscure games have I played? There was this game, I want to say it was called like Mercenaries or something, but you had 4 different people that you could switch between when you were playing, and it was an open world game, which for PS2 is insane. But there were 4 different people that you could play between, and I never really played it a whole lot because I just kept dying. The first mission was like, you by yourself have to overwhelm this military base because you picked up a contract to do that. I could never figure out how to do it.
Have you ever heard of Ballistic? It's a Game Boy game. I don't know if it was on another platform, but I had it for Game Boy. And I think it was my aunt's, and she just like gave it to me to play, and I never gave it back to her. But it was basically this game of like these two spies who are like in love, and they were like framed for something, and they're like trying to kill all these people. Their names are Echo and Server. And you basically, one's a guy, one's a girl, and you like play as both of them, but it's like alternating things, and they're like working towards to get to each other. And it was a first-person shooter for the Game Boy, and it came out in like 2000, and it was really fun, but it was super pixelated.
Yeah,
super fucking pixelated, but it was real fun because you got to kill dogs. they made you kill dogs.
With Lego police sets. There's a pattern here.
Junior Israel. No, it was real fun because like you had to like the levels were mazes, but you had to go through them and kill people. Like there was some that were like physical mazes, like a hedge maze, and then there were others where it would like plop you in a mansion, and it would say like, "Oh, retrieve the data set," but it wouldn't tell you where the data set was. So you have to like, you know, you'd be walking or whatever, and there'd be like a pond, and you jump into the pond, and you go under, and you see there's a pipe that you can swim through. So you have, it's like literally like a maze, and it was real fun.
There was a Star Wars Battlefront game. I had 2 Battlefront games for my DS. I think one of them I still have. But the second one was you play as a clone, and it's like you and another clone from the same batch just suddenly become Force sensitive. And so these 2 clones, they get like trained, not as like Jedi or Sith or anything, but just like trained to fight as Force sensitive clones. And they have like lightsabers and shit, and one of them ends up turning bad, and then you get to choose whether or not you kill him at the end. But I don't remember if it's this game or if it's the other one. It had like this multiplayer mode that I was only able to play when I went to my grandparents because they had Wi-Fi. And the multiplayer mode is like you could either choose to be like a droid, you could be the Force sensitive clone guy with a lightsaber, or you could be like a bounty hunter with a jetpack. And yeah, I don't remember much else about it.
I really enjoy how in Star Wars, like the main like canon events are like, oh, those pesky Skywalkers again, and then the stuff that's like not canon is like Glubjub from planet Cthulhu is Force sensitive and has a nuke.
I can find it. Battlefront game with Force sensitive.
Was it really called Battlefront?
Yeah.
Huh.
Star Wars Battlefront Elite Squadron. X2 and his brother X1 were created using the DNA of a Jedi Master. Okay. So they weren't like real clones.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, Elite Squadron was sick. God, yeah, I had it for DS. I remember this packaging. I might still have this, like somewhere.
I feel like I'm gonna look when I get to I'm going to my parents' house today, so I'm gonna look and see if I find any video games that are like super obscure. But yeah.
Trying to think what else super obscure. For some reason it's kind of hard for me to pull memories from my childhood.
That would make sense. I used to have a bunch of like random like cartoon movies that I would watch. There's this one that I've been really on the search for how long. It's called Mickey's House of Villains.
Mickey's House of Villains?
Yeah, it's like a Halloween special that Disney did where it's a play on the House of Mouse, and all the villains take over the House of Mouse, and they do this like Halloween thing where they tell like stories, and it's actually like pretty fucking scary. It's just an anthology thing where they just tell like a bunch of like random stories, kind of like Looney Tunes. But I've been trying to find a copy of it for so long because I want to show Sean, because it's actually really entertaining. It's like kind of like really fun, but I can never find a copy of it. And it's like not on streaming, not on YouTube. Can't find anyone selling a copy.
wonder if anyone's seeding it.
Maybe.
Probably fucking not.
I used to watch that, and I used to watch the Scooby-Doo movie a lot.
The Scooby-Doo movie.
The
was
live
hype.
action. The
Yeah.
live action one.
There was this Clifford movie I watched a lot growing up.
Clifford?
Yeah.
Never watched Clifford.
We had it on VHS. It was like the whole plot of the movie was there was this contest to win like a lifetime supply of whatever fucking food Clifford ate, and
dog food.
Oh, it had like a special name in the show.
Oh,
and there was like a circus involved at some point, and then I think Clifford wanted.
Oh, I think you were saying that the people that were watching the movie could win the dog food.
Oh no!
I was like, what?
No! Clifford wanted to win his dog food for life because like the family was going broke feeding him. They were gonna like lose their house or something.
Time to put him down.
Yeah.
They need him in that ballistic game. Me playing it.
What else was really obscure? Kid.
There was this Batman game that came out called Batman Rise of Sinsu.
Oh, I think I remember you telling me about this.
It was just like it was in the style of the animated series, and the villain was Sinsu, which I think is like a general from like one of the dynasties in China.
I think it was Sun Tzu.
Maybe that's how it was pronounced. Maybe I'm mispronouncing it.
Oh, okay.
But either way, he was just like this generic Chinese guy, and he had a yellow face. But the cool thing was that it was a co-op game, so you could play as up to 4 people because it's for the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
But you could play as Batman, Nightwing, Batgirl, or Robin.
Okay.
And it was real fun, but it was kind of like it was weird. It was
you don't say.
Real weird. It was like because you don't know that the guy Sinsu or Sun Tzu is the villain until the end. You're just kind of like a night in Batman's day, like a day in his life. And so you're just going through, you like fight the Scarecrow, you fight Mr. Freeze, you fight Penguin, and then it's like, ha ha ha, I've taken over Arkham Asylum. I'm Sun Tzu.
There was a series of James Bond games that I played growing up. They were named like the same as whatever movie it was supposed to be. And I never saw the movies, but I don't think one of the movies opens up with James Bond trying to steal nuclear codes from a Russian military base that's under attack. But yeah, that's like all I remember is the first level. You're on like this base. There's like helicopters and explosions everywhere.
The only one I've ever played is GoldenEye.
Which GoldenEye? Because there's like the OG GoldenEye that was on N64 remastered, came out on the Wii.
I didn't play it on the Wii. I think I played it on PlayStation.
Okay, if you played it on PlayStation 2, then it might have been the GoldenEye that I played. It wasn't GoldenEye like the movie GoldenEye. It was a dude with a legitimate golden eye. And in the first scene, James Bond gets his head chopped off by Oddball.
And do you know they're making a new James Bond game? Yeah.
What are they making?
I don't remember what it's called. I don't know if it even has a new title. It might just be like the new James Bond game. But he's like 22.
Okay.
He's like super. Oh, it's called First Light. 007 First Light. It's Uncharted.
Oh, okay.
It's Uncharted with a James Bond skin on it, but this is what he looks like, and he's supposed to be 22.
I mean, that's what I looked like when I was 22.
This guy looks 30. It looks good, but it also, I don't know. It looks interesting.
Of the right thing. There, what? There's this N64 cartridge that I had when I was a kid. It was for a game called Perfect Dark.
Okay.
I never played it, but I saw, like, what was it, last year before, they released like 5-ish minutes of gameplay of the game, and it looked like really interesting. could not tell you what the fuck the game was about, but it looked really interesting and really good.
This is a new game?
It's a remake of Perfect Dark, the one that I had on the N64 that I never played. Had a great gameplay reveal at the Xbox Game Showcase in 2024. It's supposedly canceled.
Did you ever watch the Teen Titans show growing up?
Upset. No, I always wanted to.
So Cartoon Network had a website, obviously, and on the website they had a gaming website, and you can play like actual video games for free.
Yeah,
and they had a Teen Titans game on there, and it was so fucking fun. And it was like a 2D platform game, but like you still fought people, and it was real cool. And I miss that.
Did you ever go on Armor Games as a kid?
We had one computer growing up, and I was not allowed on it, unsupervised.
Anytime I went over to Josh's house, we logged on to armorgames.com, and it was just like a collection of Flash games that people made. And there was this one game we played a lot. It was called like 1942 or like 1941 or something. And it was like you're a sniper in a tower and you just have to like fucking kill all the guys before they get to whatever building you're protecting. You could like upgrade your rifle and shit like that.
Likely game for Josh to play.
Yeah. There is another one where it was a bunch of like stick figures, and there was like another like mansion that you had to protect. You could upgrade like a bunch of turrets and shit on the mansion to kill them before they got to the house. Did
you have a computer lab at your school, at your elementary school?
Yeah, we had the old like colored
Macs. Yeah, okay. So back. I would go there and I would play Super Monkey Ball, and then there was this dinosaur game.
Just the Google Chrome has no internet connection?
No. This was like an actual dinosaur game where you hatched as a pterodactyl, and then you got to fly, and you had a laser.
You had a laser
on your back. It was so fucking fun. And you had to like shoot other pterodactyls out of the sky with your laser on your back. Hold on, I'm gonna Google this. God, what was it called? Okay. Video game with laser oh god, how do you spell pterodactyl?
EDEROCY.
Hell yeah, brother, I found it. It's called Ultimate Dinosaur Simulator.
Ultimate Dinosaur Sim.
This is what it looked like, but you got to shoot lasers out.
Yeah, Armor Games had some sick shit.
Yeah, here's an image from it.
God damn. The dinosaurs are exploding.
I don't know where they got the guns from, but yeah, it was super fun. I would play on it, and then the computer lab teacher would be like, "You guys can't be playing that game." And it's like, why is it installed then?
Yeah, shut up, bitch.
Yeah. That and Super Monkey Ball. And we would cheat. We would look up cheat codes for Super Monkey Ball to get to level... Or no, not Super Monkey Ball. Marble Blast Gold.
Marble Blast Gold? What the fuck is that?
Marble Blast.
Marble Blast.
Yeah. Gold. Marble Blast Gold was a platform maze game where you were a marble.
Hell yeah.
And you had to like navigate on these little platforms. So you were a little marble, and then it would have like a platform, and you would try and get to the flag in a certain amount of times. But the levels were always like super like crazy. So there was like springs that would just pop up and like throw you off.
Okay. So basically it's Super Monkey Ball. Have you ever played Super Monkey Ball?
Yes. Yeah, so it's basically Super Monkey Ball, but there was a cheat code where you can go directly to level 100, which was impossible to complete. Like, it was just not possible to do, and everyone would, like, play it, and then you just hear people screaming in the computer lab because we'd be all dying. Because you can, like, link up accounts, and you can all play in one level. It was really, like, advanced, kind of, for early 2000s. But, yeah. Nostalgia.
Is that it?
Yeah. What are you nostalgic about?
Tell me what's something you struggle to remember from your childhood.
Are they
I'm so sad
memories?
the Perfect Dark reboot is canceled.
They canceled the Wonder Woman game too.
I didn't even know they were making one.
They were making one that was supposed to be akin to... forget what game they gave an example, but it was supposed to be like a gods game.
A gods game?
Yeah, because it's, you know, like Greek gods. She's a Greek god.
Oh.
where she's a demigod.
Uh-huh.
And so like there's another game that they said it was supposed to be equivalent to, but I forget what it was, and then they just canceled it after not saying anything for 2 years.
Lovely.
And I'm almost certain the Wolverine game is going to be canceled too.
That shit has been in production since like the PS3.
Well, allegedly Rocksteady is going back to a Batman game.
Insane.
And it's like, guys, Superman is right there.
Yeah.
Just do the Superman game. Did you ever play Gotham Knights?
Mm-mm. Oh, that game looks so fucking bad.
It was fun to like drive around, but the plot was awful. All right, let's do socials. Let's slap them up there. Okay, YouTube. We are Learning Curve Pod. New episodes every Thursday at 2:30 p.m. now, because that's when the episode released this week.
Oh, okay.
2:15 or 2:30. I don't know. One of the two.
Somewhere
in the 2 p.m.
afternoon
hour
on Thursday. Just, turn notifications on. How about you do that, bitch?
Like and subscribe, and don't leave a bad comment. Leave a good comment. Bluesky. We are learningcurvepod.bsky.social. Twitter, learncurvepod. Instagram, learningcurve.podcast. TikTok, we are at Learning Curve Podcast. Bodhi's Twitch is Shrink3Dink. My Twitch is ChefCram_.
Yeah, I'm playing Ranked League on stream. I've got out of iron and into bronze.
I will be back on Twitch soon, God willing. But like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Leave us a rating and review if you're listening on your podcast app of choice. Bye.
Goodbye.